wow, they do it again. They make you age so many years throughout the entire game. They have to make the game stressful. They have to make it close as possible. And no wonder why the Phillies have the most one-run games in MLB this year. Oh my goodness. Thank God they won. Because it would have been really ugly. The reaction, the fan base, it would have been really ugly if they lost that game. Oh my God, Joe Girardi. Just, like how... I know he mentioned in the press conference that it's all on him. It's a really stupid thing that happened with De Los Santos being called up and for some reason not being on the lineup card for the umpires. So they tried bringing him in this game, but since he wasn't on the lineup card, he had to get taken out of the game because technically he wasn't on the roster for that game. And that just, oh my God, I don't even know how you make that mistake. I remember seeing stuff on Twitter saying that happened once to the Brewers this year. It happened once last year in baseball. So it's like, I guess it's just once in a blue moon moments that happened tonight with the Phillies. But I still find that a very inexcusable mistake by the bench. Just, you can't do that. You simply can't do that. And what transpired afterwards, man, thank God they didn't lose. But hey, Aaron Nola on the bump today. Struggled a lot in the first inning. It kind of resembles what Zach Wheeler did a couple of games ago. He struggled a lot in the first inning against the Mets, but then he settled down and went 7 innings. Put the Phillies in a really good position to win that ball game. Sadly, they didn't, but it's basically the same difference in this ball game for Aaron Nola. Struggled in the first inning. Struggled with location. Struggled with command. Colton Wong gets a double on at the very first at bat of the ball game. And then they eventually drive that run in, make it 1-0. Then a bunch of base runners get on for Aaron Nola. The pitch count's getting up there, skyrocketing near 30, maybe a little above 30. But then he manages to get out of the jam and only escape that inning with a 1-0 deficit. So you got to give it to Aaron Nola. He battled throughout this game. And he had 10 strikeouts in this game as well. And he had a moment where I think it was like around, 11 straight batters retired around that number. So Aaron Nola battled, and he really bounced back after that first inning. And also with that 6th inning, his final inning of the ball game, he battled in that inning as well and got out of that one without allowing a run. So you got to give a lot of props to Aaron Nola today. Definitely didn't have his best stuff, but the middle of the ball game, between the 2nd and the 5th inning, really decent stuff, really good stuff out of Aaron Nola actually. 1st and the 6th, struggled, but he managed to get out of those situations. And the home run ball, once again, is the biggest factor in the Phillies offense in today's ball game. Andrew McCutchen, who says he needs a goddamn eye test? 2 home runs, 2 absolute bombs, and bamboo Brad Miller, the ball still hasn't landed yet. That ball was rocketed off the bat and landed in the second deck. So yeah, the home run ball, major factor. But late in the game, when that De Los Santos situation happened and David Hale comes into the ballgame, but it always feels like David Hale finds his way into the ballgame no matter what. It just feels like he is that guy that always has to come in for some reason. Why is he on the team? David Hale's not good. We all know this. He sucks. Can he please just be off the roster? Oh my goodness, David Hale just makes me cringe. He does. And then JoJo comes in. He allows that home run to Jackie Bradley. And I'm like, oh, my God. Like, this isn't happening again. It's like we had a comfortable 6-1 lead, and that evaporated in 1 inning. It's like unbelievable. Unbelievable. But like I said, Brewers tack on that first run in the first inning. Aaron Nola gets out of the jam. Cutch responds immediately in the first inning, sent a missile to center field, lands in the bullpen, and ties the ball game at 1. McCutchen doing his thing again in the 3rd inning. It sends a bomb to left field, makes it a 2-1 game, and the Phillies, they tack on a couple of more runs in this inning. Before that, Rhys Hoskins with the what are you doing moment there. He gets a single down the left field line, but he decides to do the hustle play and try to stretch it into a double. Left fielder gets the ball, throws it in, and Rhys Hoskins is out by 20 feet. So I can respect the effort, but why? Why are you trying to stretch that into a double? Because it doesn't make any more sense because of what transpired after the Rhys Hoskins double. JT gets on base. Alec Boehm gets a single. Didi Gregorius drives in JT, and he makes it 3-1. So technically, the Phillies could have scored 2 runs on that Didi single and made it a 4-1 lead there. But then Bamboo Brad Miller comes up and does his damage, and he hits into the bomb into the second deck in right field, making it 6-1. But still, just a brain. Like, I can respect the effort, but still. Like, there are moments where you just have to, okay, stay at first base. Just do a simple thing, because the team this year has made so many questionable decisions in the field, defensively, on the base path. It's mind-boggling. And it's one of those instances with that Rhys Hoskins situation. So you could have tackled on a 7th run possibly in this ballgame if Rhys Hoskins doesn't try to do that extra hustle play. But you get out of that third inning, actually, 3 up 6-1. And I'm screwing all over my numbers right now, but I do not care. So you're out of it 6-1. Aaron Nola dealing. He retired at, like I said, I think he retired 11 straight in between those innings where he was dominant in this ball game. Change up on par, striking guys out. He got 10 strikeouts in this ball game. But then you get into that 6th inning, and this is where Aaron Nola struggles a little bit. A little bit of those weak fly balls, those weak singles. But Joe Girardi elects to keep Aaron Nola in when he's getting into this tough situation. And Aaron Nola is way above 100 pitches at this point. I think he pitched around 113 total in this ball game. But Joe Girardi, I respect the decision to keep Aaron Nola in. He got out of the jam in the 1st inning. It's his business to get out of this jam in the 6th inning, and he believes in his pitcher. And it worked out in their favor because Brewers did not score one single run in this inning. They had the bases loaded, and Aaron Nola got out of that jam with a strikeout to end off the inning. So really good performance there by Aaron Nola. I want to look at his box score too, just to see his total stats. Yeah, he goes 6 innings strong, only allows 5 hits, 1 earned run in the 1st inning, 2 walks, and 10 strikeouts. After that 1st inning, really solid performance by Aaron Nola. Got out of that 6th inning too. So, like I said, it kind of resembles what Zach Wheeler did a couple of days ago against the Mets. Struggled in the beginning, but then really just solidified his performance going into the rest of the game. So it's a really similar performance by Aaron Nola from Zach Wheeler. But then we get into that 7th inning, and oh boy. So we all know De Los Santos, he was recalled to the roster today. Lineup card wasn't properly, I guess, executed didn't have the proper roster on there. Joe Girardi tries to bring De Los Santos out, and the umpires say, you can't bring him in. He's not on our lineup card. So we got to go through these bunch of changes. Got to get David Hale warmed up. He has to come into the ball game, and it immediately implodes. Single on the first batter by Garcia. Colton Wong gets hit by a pitch, and then another single by Urias to make it a 6-2 ball game. Malvizza comes in, and then Jojo Romero comes in after that run is scored. And then there's an RBI ground up by Lorenzo Cain to make it a 6-3 ball game. And then Jackie Bradley Jr. comes up, and this is 2 outs in the inning. And I think this was maybe a 2-strike count, 2-2, 3-2 around there. And you have a runner on base. So get out of it, JoJo. And he doesn't. Just, I guess, a meatball in the spot for Jackie Bradley Jr. just crushes it to center field. And he makes it a 6-5 ball game. JoJo does get out of it, but the damage is done, and that lead is completely evaporated. Completely. It's not good enough. Was not good enough. JoJo does come back out for the top of the 8th inning. He gets the 1 out, but then Joe Girardi decides to go back to Sam Coonrod to finish off the inning and give it to Sam Coonrod. He dealt out of the bullpen today. He really helped us in that last 5 outs. So basically, he got the 5-out save like Hector Neris did a couple of nights ago as well. Well, Hector Neris actually did that yesterday. I don't know why I said a couple nights ago. It was literally last night. But you know what I mean. Sam Coonrod basically does the same thing. Comes into the ball game, gets the next 2 outs. 8th inning, Phillies don't do anything, so you go into the 9th with a 6-5 lead. Coonrod coming back on the mound, and he gets out of it. A couple of base runners did get on there. There was a 1st and 3rd situation, but he got out of it. There were moments where it was down to the final out, and it was one of those similar situations that Hector Neris did in last night's ballgame in the 9th, where he was up in the count, he had a chance to get the guy out, but then he throws him a pitch to hit, and he hits it. But then also the hits in this 9th inning, too, were really weak fly balls. They were bloopers, and it was just one of those unlucky scenarios. And it was like, of course, it's the weak fly ball that gets the single. So that sucked. But he got out of it. He did, and the Phillies win this ball game 6-5. And, oh boy, making that stressful as ever. Really stressful. So if we go to the rest of the box score for the bullpen, David Hale does not do anything. He can't even record an out, allows 2 hits, 3 earned runs. JoJo comes in, pitches an inning and a third, allows 1 hit, 1 earned run, 1 strikeout, and a home run allowed to Jackie Bradley Jr. Kudrow comes in, pitches those final 5 outs, allows 2 hits, and strikes out 1. If we go to the lineup box score for this ball game, Andrew McCutchen, a really good ball game for him, goes 2 for 4 with 2 bombs, so 2 RBIs on the night for him. Rhys Hoskins goes 1 for 4. That hit was when he tried to make that extra hustle play at second base. G.T. Realmuto, quiet night for him, goes 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts. He did score a run because he reached on an error. Alec Boehm goes 1 for 4. Didi Gregorius goes 1 for 4 with an RBI. Brad Miller goes 1 for 3 with the 3-run bomb, so he has 3 RBIs on the night. Roman Quinn goes 1 for 1 in this ball game. He does come out of this ball game early as well, because at first he was trying to bunt for a base. He was trying to bunt to get on, and then he got hit with the ball in his hand. But then he eventually did get a hit, but then he eventually had to come out of the game, and there was reports that the MRI was negative, but he had to get like 9 stitches in his index finger. So it was a scary situation. He had to come out of the ball game, but at least the MRI came back negative for Roman Quinn, so I guess that is a bright spot. Herrera came in to replace him. He went 0 for 2. Nick Maton goes 1 for 3, and then Aaron Nola goes 0 for 1. Matt Joyce actually had a pinch in this ball game as well. Missed a home run. I think that was in the 7th or the 8th inning, and it was right at the warning track. He missed it, and it was just like, why couldn't it go out? But hey, won the ball game. That's where it matters, and the Phillies are right back at 500 at 15-15. If we look at the standings in the National League East, Phillies are in first place currently, half game above the Nationals and the Mets. So yeah, it's like right now it's really weird with the NL East. One of these teams eventually going to get out of their funk. They're eventually going to get hot. I'm really just banking on the Braves because, like I said, I feel like the Braves are the better team in this division. I feel like the Nationals, they're eventually going to get better when they get healthy. I do expect the Phillies to get at least out of the slump that they're in, out of this like win 1, lose 2, win 2, lose 1, out of this weird funk that they're in too. But still, the Phillies, they're a team that is a couple of wins above 500, maybe right around 500 type of team. But they're still going to be very competitive. This division is still going to be very competitive. But right now it's just weird because every team is in a funk. It's just like that right now. The Nats are 12-13. The Mets are 11-12. Braves are 13-16. Miami's 12-16. No team is above 500 in this division. Maybe the Phillies can go above 500 tomorrow and maybe actually win a series. So maybe that could be a bright spot for the Phillies. But the Phillies, they have like I said, tomorrow's 7:05 game. Chase Anderson is on the mound against Peralta. And then for Thursday to close out the series, they'll have Woodruff going up against Zach Wheeler. That's definitely going to be an exciting matchup, a pitcher's duel, hopefully. But yeah, definitely stressful ball game. Exciting on the home run part. Aaron Nola dealt when he got out of his jams. And yeah, Phillies won 2 games in a row. They're back at 500, and hopefully they can win and take this series tomorrow against the Brewers. Try to win at least 3 games in this series, and the Phillies are going to try to do that tomorrow or Thursday. So, everyone, what are your thoughts on this video? What are your thoughts on the Phillies' performance? Aaron Nola, Bamboo Brad, Andrew McCutchen, and that whole situation with the bullpen. So don't forget to leave your comments down in the comment section. As always, don't forget to drop a like on this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the Painted Lions. Their links will be down in the description below. Don't forget to check out the links to the Flyer Podcast merchandise website and the link to Flyers Nitty Gritty. They will be down in the description below as well. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, everyone. And I will see you next time.